Hi, welcome to Willswheels 10-minute tea break. Again, I have my tea. I have a thank you card from where we did such a good job in servicing somebody's car last week that they wrote to Wills and guys, thanks, and give us a card, and brought a case of Coke and some other things. So, see, if you do good things happen. Right, let's go and see what we're doing this week. Grab your tea. First thing we're working on this E31 520i in Alpine White 2. It's actually a lovely car. It's very basic trim, but the guy who's had this has had this from not quite new, but like for a long time, maybe about 15 years, and I love dealing with this guy. He's one of our returning customers. We just keep this car tip top for him, and because of lockdown and stuff, he hasn't been driving the car, so it's happened now that the cooling system is starting to give a bit of bother. It started to overheat after he left it to warm up one day, and it was overheating. So trying to find out what's happening to it, and there's not coolant running out of it anywhere. But what you should actually look at here, just put your head in there, and you'll see there's loads of little like coolant stains on the radiator. Although it wasn't leaking anywhere, and it's still not. Obviously, there was air got into the system and caused it to start to overheat with an airlock. There seems to be this just dampness around the radiator. We're going to pop a radiator into it and blade it up again and see if that improves things, and hopefully it will. Everything else is checking out fine, so we believe that's probably the cause there. The BMW coolant systems, they're very particular. You have to get them right. And they are actually a service item, so it's no bad thing to actually just put a radiator in here, because this radiator is actually the original numbers on it, so you can see it's been here for quite a while, so it'd be no bad thing just to put a radiator in it anyway. Let's see what else we have here. E31 840Ci in Cordoba red is back in the garage for a few more things. So it did already need a sunroof, and we have a brand new from Germany sunroof lid in there for it, which has been painted in the original colour. Had to bring that in from Germany through their classic program, which is now ended unfortunately, but we were able to save quite a bit of money. We got it for, I think it was something like €600 delivered, instead of, if we went through the local dealer, it was going to be something like £700 plus VAT. So we saved quite a bit of money for the customer in doing that. We need all the other trims. At the minute the customer has the headlining, the sunroof headliner part itself, the small part, and also the parcel shelf. No, the parcel shelf's going to be retrimmed as well. So he's getting the whole interior retrimmed as well. So we'll be putting those bits all back in as well. So all that'll be done at the same time. So at the minute, while that's all out, the car's inside the workshop. We've pulled it out here now because we put the Subaru in. Let's go see the Subaru. So the X3 has gone to live in the Highlands of Scotland, and I drove it up there, and then I drove this Subaru back. Now I was told by the garage up there that this car was done, that it wasn't fit to be driven at all. I thought, well, okay, so I'll bring a load of coolant or water with me, and I'll splice in some little videos I took as I was driving down. I really didn't know if I was going to make it or not. So far I've made it to Abbymore, which is about 100 miles from where I set off in the Subaru Forester, which apparently has a coolant leaking issue. It was quite surprising that I made it 100 miles, and I've checked a couple of times, and so far I have not lost any coolant. Still, it's showing just above half on the coolant. It should be slightly higher than that, but I mean, it's been sitting steadily there for the last couple of hours. Fuel's doing fine. We're actually doing reasonably well in economy there too, so yeah, it seems to be going well. can see that there is actually just the smallest little drip just happening here. I was sent a video of this streaming out of here before I went to pick this car up, and it's just this minor drip coming from the back of from I think the water pump now. It's coming from somewhere up there we can't see, so we'll take it at the word of the garage that looked at it, that it is happening at the water pump itself. What I really wanted to investigate as well and see, is it done? Is it actually done? I was told, because it's lived in the Highlands with all the snow and near the coast as well, I was told that it's really rotten, and you know, I expect that from a Subaru, to be honest. Exhaust on Subarus would be well known for rusting, but I believe this was replaced. Middle pipe maybe has been replaced. Okay, what have we got? You're actually seeing us look at this for the first time. We have not gone through this yet, so this is me first attack. I've been told this subframe is extremely thin. That's the words that were used. Huh. Now the powder coating's all flaking off, yes, but I'm not seeing anything thin. It tastes alright too. That's all powder coating, and yes, it's rust that's causing that, but it's all paint powder coat. None of that's actually even layers of rust. And we could certainly show you some rusty cars, and there's things on them where you peel and you're peeling back a layer of rust. My Land Rover, for example, to be honest with you, I'd be extremely confident that would pass an MOT. Doesn't look great, but there's no structural issue with that at all. What else have we got? I was told that the brakes were done, back plates are gone. Yep, back plate is gone. That is 100%, that is done. I could just peel that off in my hand if I wanted, which I probably don't want to do that. That backing plate's, well, it's crusty. It's pretty crusty, but it's not falling apart like the other one. No dust shields at all. No, that dust shield is gone. Look at that. It is goodbye. No dust shield left there at all. Other side exactly the same. Coming off in pieces. That's not great. Nope, just falling off. Brakes are, well, I would say they're not done, but they're heavily used. There's a bit of grooving on the back, but it's not terrible. On the fronts there's no grooving at all. There is on that side. So you might get away with those with a set of pads. Normally we would replace the whole thing, but actually those brakes there's a lot of meat on those. No, I don't know actually. It's quite heavily grooved on the outside of that disc. So, like I said, this is our first look at this to see what's actually going on here. To be honest, I've seen an awful lot worse than this come into the garage. I mean, these are fairly minor issues. The big killer would have been that rear subframe, but as it stands, with that subframe not being that bad, this leak obviously is an issue, but it seems to be a lot less than what it was portrayed to me. Yeah, certainly not the massive worry that I was told it was. Okay, that's our van. The van is good as expected, so it won't take much to get it sorted out. Subaru is not anywhere near as bad as expected, and the other cars that we're servicing are not anywhere near as bad as expected. So it's actually it's been a good, this is a good start to the week. In that this week we're not dealing with a pile of things that are worse than what we thought they would be, as we did for the last month. everything that we tackled was 10 times worse than expected, and as we took parts off, other parts were all done too. So this is good. So hopefully these will all be out of here by the end of the week, and we'll be on to something fresh. Ooh, there's a fly in me tea. Get it!